Hi, I'm Ivan Arana, and I'm covering A White Heron by Sarah Orne Jewett. And our author was born to a sea captain and an obstetrician. She was chronically ill in childhood, but in her teens grew up writing prose and poetry nurtured by the home environment she was in. She was first published in an Atlantic Monthly in 1877 and later became the first woman to get an honorary doctorate of literature in Bowdoin College. Her career ended in 1902 due to a carriage accident, and she died in 1909 from a stroke. The book, or short story, A White Heron, is set within a rural area surrounded by a manufacturing town. We follow our protagonist in the forest of England to her family's farm and back. This is important because it not only sets the tone for the narrative, but plays a major role in setting up its ending with all its natural beauty and splendor, including the ocean and harbor that can be seen from the forest. While we do have some extra characters like Sylvia's grandmother, Mrs. Tilley, and her grandfather, Mr. Tilley, the major characters of our story include Sylvia, a 9-year-old with a pale face and gray eyes. She's described as fearful and later on outgrows this fear, determined to help her hunter companion find the elusive White Heron. She experiences a change of heart when witnessing nature in its most natural form, deciding that she must preserve it rather than help the hunter. She chooses not to reveal its location in the end. The hunter is described as charming, a young ornithologist. Sylvia also goes on to describe him as a strapping young handsome lad. He is a static character. His motivation to hunt the white heron remains the same throughout the story, and he is eager to do so throughout. The story begins showing us Sylvia's connection to the forest, her farm animal, the cow, her growing responsibility to her grandmother, Mrs. Tilley, and the farm by showing us her traveling through the forest with some confidence, despite some anxieties. Rising action occurs when she encounters the hunter, and her fear manifests in her discomfort with his behavior and pushing her towards getting him to her home. Other examples of rising action occur the visit to the farm and the comfortability that grows between the hunter and her family. The rising action occurs when she accepts the hunter and aids him on his hunt to find the white heron. Conflict arises when Sylvia makes it atop the white heron's tree while looking for the white heron at the hunter's request. She's caught in a dilemma of decision, taking in the scenery above the forest, deciding whether or not to protect the white heron, leading to the climax where Sylvia decides to save the white heron and not reveal its location to the hunter, painfully descending from the treetop. Following actions are shared with the disappointed hunter leaving and a satisfied Sylvia proud of her decision to keep the secret about the white heron. Our resolution impacts the theme of nature versus human, as Sylvia found a sacred calm within nature by choosing not to sacrifice any more avian lives to the hunter's brute force tactics and choosing to respect nature over men's ambition. Some figurative language used in A White Heron include a simile when Sylvia climbs the highest branch of the tree looking for the white heron. Sylvia's face was like a pale star. A metaphor when describing the tree Sylvia climbed to look for the white heron. It was like a great mainmast to the voyaging earth, and the use of imagery. Bare feet cool themselves in the shoal water, while the great twilight moss struck softly against her. The major theme of the story is man versus nature. In the story, the representation of man is the hunter and the internal struggle within Sylvia. These themes are significant because the writer is trying to convey a compassionate message for wildlife and nature as a greater whole, perhaps conveying the deep human need for nature in Sylvia's connection to her animals and environment. The reader could feel a reinvigorated passion for nature after reading this work if they have not spent time in the deep outdoors. Thank you.